All right, I get to see the chat too in case there's any questions.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, I'll go ahead and introduce our guests one more time for those of you who are just arriving. We are at Spring Into Wellness, hosted by Element Education, Dimensions Collaborative, and Community Montessori. And today we have the absolute pleasure of being here with Miss Jenny Barajas and Miss Angelica Gastelum from Olivewood Gardens. They're an amazing organization in the South Bay, making sure families learn all about gardening and healthy eating. And they're going to be sharing some gardening tips with us today. Welcome, ladies.
Hi, thank you for having us. All right, should I get started?
I think so. I think we're ready.
All right, awesome. So I just wanted to I wanted to show you a few things that we have growing, that we actually have our students grow and our high schoolers grow. But before I do, I just wanted to tell you just a tiny bit about myself. I am the environmental education specialist here at Olivewood Gardens and Learning Center. We love doing, I personally do garden education and outdoor science with students. So I've had the privilege and pleasure to work with the students at Dimensions, and we always look forward to having your students at our gardens and also in our virtual space. So today I wanted to show you some things that we do that you can do to grow food at your home. And this is something that our elementary school students and our high school students most recently are doing at their homes. And so those things that are the easiest to grow, I'm going to move the camera down, are to grow herbs. Oh, and it looks like we actually have a little pollinator. We have a pollinator on our mint here. I don't know if you can see her, our ladybug. And we love pollinators here at Olivewood Gardens. Without our pollinators, we would not have all of the beautiful flowers and fruits that we grow here for the community and for our programs. So we're going to let that ladybug live her best life right there. And we start all of our produce and flower seeds. So one little seed is a promise for something delicious or beautiful, or delicious and beautiful, like this lavender plant. Okay, and so lavender is a nice it's a nice herb to grow at home because it's very hardy. It's a hardy herb, meaning that it tolerates the drought. It likes a Mediterranean climate like we have here in San Diego, and so it's very forgiving. If you forget this little lavender plant looks like it needs a drink of water, but it's still giving off lots of aromas, and it looks beautiful as ever. And our garden box, let's see. Our garden box here has lettuce in it, okay? And we've got some thyme in it. These are seedlings that we planted, and some more red lettuce here. Okay, we also have some, these are spinach seeds that we started. Spinach is very, it's very easy to grow, and it's nice to just sort of sprinkle the seeds in, and then you can pick when you would like to have a little salad. And then we've got some little cilantro seeds that have germinated and are coming out of the soil here. So all these are nice and fragrant. I think that it's it's really nice to grow some veggies and herbs that smell nice so that we can use all of our senses. So if you can think of one sense that we have, when you think about smelling like flowers and herbs, what is one sense that we use? Are there any hands raised? Or would anybody like to just say it out loud?
How about mint?
Mint, yes. And I see Audrey has said our sense of smell. Very good. Yes, we use our sense of smell when we eat, and when we are smelling, our herbs, right? And when we're looking for something delicious to eat, what sense do we use when we're looking at things to eat and maybe thinking about being adventurous eaters? You can go ahead and unmute yourself. What makes you think, I think I'm going to try that? Can you say that one more time?
Eyes. Your taste.
Oh, yes. Our eyes and our taste. That's right. We use our eyes and say, hey, that looks interesting. I think I might want to taste it. Yep, that's one of the biggest keys to adventurous eating, is if it looks good and maybe it smells good, then we think, I think I might have a bite, right? So that's one reason why one of my favorite lettuces to grow is this lettuce right here. See the colors? And we're used to seeing leaves that are the color green, but leaves grow in all different colors of the rainbow. And this leaf, when we harvest it, I'm going to harvest a leaf from around the side here. We're going to look at this leaf and look at how beautiful that leaf is. How many different colors do you see? Let me turn it around.
Ooh, Miss Jenny, I see some green and some purple and maybe a little bit of red.
Look at that, green and purple and red. There's so many different colors. This crispy lettuce. So yes, lettuce is one veggie that is great to grow at home with your family because it takes very little room, and you can grow it on a windowsill, or you can grow it right outside your front or back door. Yes, green, purple, red, and blue. And so this lettuce, I don't know that it tastes much different than our green lettuce that we have here, or romaine lettuce, but for some reason it seems to taste a little more delicious because it looks special. So I like growing veggies that look a little bit special so that they catch your eye. Okay. And so I would love to know what your favorite vegetable is. If you'd put that in the chat, or you can unmute yourself to tell me your favorite veggie. And while you're thinking about that, I can tell you my favorite veggie. This is the cool season, and we're moving into the warmer season, but I love the cool season because I get to eat lots of beets. I love beets, but I don't love the greens of the beets. I just love the beets. Ooh, I see radishes and carrots. Ooh, and I know that radishes is something that Dimensions has planted here at Olivewood Gardens. Broccoli, corn. Ooh, asparagus. That's fancy. Oh, and I see all these little likes. That's so cool. Those are all. So we are growing carrots right now at the garden, and we're also growing beets. Oh, and radishes and carrots and broccoli. And we also grow lots of flowers too. Beautiful. So if there was one veggie or fruit that you could grow at home, what fruit or veggie would that be? I see tomatoes. This is the season for apples. Oh, that's wonderful. That sounds delicious. I see watermelon. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. I can't wait for summer watermelons. Lettuce does grow fast and easy. Avocados, you know what? If everybody in your class grew a different fruit or veggie, and then you could all come together and share all the different fruits and veggies you have. You could have the biggest fruit salad or vegetable salad. So so these sorts of items here, your lettuces and your herbs, this is thyme. This is an herb called thyme. These veggies like this, like our cilantro and our spinach and our thyme, these grow very easily, and when it's time to harvest them, I'm going to show you. These right here are my best tools ever. Okay. Okay. So if you have fingers, then you've got the perfect tools for gardening, and really it doesn't take much more than that. I don't even wear gloves, and that's why it's really hard for me to keep my fingernails painted, because I'm always putting my hands in the soil. But if you don't like to use, you could always use a pair of clippers if you don't want to use your hands. And so I've got clippers, and this has a safety on it. And you just be sure that if you're at home and you want to use clippers or kitchen scissors, that you have permission from your parent to use them, so that you don't have any accidents, okay? Because they can be kind of dangerous. But you can use fingers for a lot of these herbs because they're so tender. So I'm going to harvest one. I'm going to harvest, let me be sure that you can see, by just pinching. All I have to do is pinch it very, very light, and I've got my herbs. And it smells so nice. After that, I always smell my fingers. It smells so great. And then to get them into my bowl, all I have to do is just very gently just pull right down the stem. Now this should actually, the stem is so soft that, there we go. The stem is so soft that it comes off very easily. Okay, herbs help make our soups taste good and our salads taste good, and sometimes you can even boil them to make a tea. If you've cooked with herbs before, can you raise your hand or say so in the chat? I love cooking with herbs, and one thing that one herb that's really great to use is mint. And as you can see, a lot of the herbs that we're talking about today, actually we eat the leaves of them. Okay, and we eat the leaves, and that's such an important part of the plant, because that's where all the photosynthesis happens, right? And so it's pulling from the sun energy, okay? And it's pulling the carbon dioxide from the air, and it's turning all of that and the water and the nutrients from the soil into sugars that it eats. And imagine all the nutrition in each one of those leaves because of such a powerful plant part. So this mint right here, I do the same thing. I just pluck a leaf. I'm going to taste that one. It freshens your breath. Or you can put it in water. Yep, I see mint and cilantro and basil. Those are all leaves that we eat. What's your favorite herb? An herb is something that we eat that gives maybe our salads more flavor. We add it to our foods to add flavor. But herbs also are used for perfumes. Okay, it's something that gives a fragrance. So we might use them in perfumes or in lotions. What's your favorite herb? What's your favorite smell? Are flowers considered herbs? If you think a flower is a herb, are flowers used for flavoring food or for making perfumes? I see. Yep, they are. Does anybody have any questions for me?
I was just going to say, this is probably a good time for questions as we approach the last 5 minutes or so of our time with Miss Jenny. If you're trying to grow a garden at home and you have questions, this is the lady to answer your questions. What should we be growing this season? What can we get started? All of those questions are good for Miss Jenny. I know we're going to be starting some cucumbers here, Miss Jenny. We grow them every summer. We have a trellis that we utilize on one of our garden beds, and we are very excited about our cucumbers. Oh, and someone recognized you. from
yes.
Girl Scouts.
I am a Girl Scout. I am a Girl Scout. I'm a Girl Scout, and I love growing. My family loves to grow cucumbers. So we've got cucumbers growing at our house right now. We've planted the seeds, and we're really excited for those to start growing because those are about as exciting to us as watermelon. We eat them just as quickly as they grow. Oh, I'm glad to hear your mama's a troop leader. Troop leaders rock. I'm not patting myself on the back, but I know Miss Elisa is a wonderful troop leader too.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that right now. How about I tell you some things that are great to get started for your garden. Besides all the herbs that we talked about, like mint, mint will grow all year round in San Diego. We live in such a wonderful city, a city that is prepared for us to grow food all year round. There are parts of the country where they can only grow for a few months of the year. Some things that we're putting into the ground now are our tomato seedlings. So a lot of our warm season crops, even though it's not super warm right now, we're preparing because in a couple of months it's going to start getting really, really warm, and those plants want to be ready to start like raising their leaves to the sky and getting really big and growing flowers to produce fruits like tomatoes, cucumbers, like zucchini squashes, any types of summer squashes, zucchini squashes, yellow squashes. We grow round squashes. Some other things that we grow are Swiss chard, which is a delicious green that we can use in everything like salads and soups.
Miss Jenny, I have a quick comment about mint. We should plant that in a container.
Yes.
Would that be the best choice for that plant?
You definitely want to, for your mint, you want to plant this in a container. So a container like this is great, and you can even give it a larger container. If you plant this mint in a long container like I have here, this mint's going to say, oh yeah, I'm going to fill it all the way up, and it spreads itself very much like a weed, and it'll fill up this entire planter. So if you put it in your ground, it could be, if you don't have cement like blocking where it needs to stop growing, the mint can actually start to take over. So you definitely want to plant this in an area where you can keep it under control. That was a very good question.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And oh, it looks like someone said, do you have recommend those long planters? Is that something you recommend before we close out?
A planter like this is great, especially if you're growing with small hands. It's very manageable, and it's something that you can visit every day to be sure that it's thriving. And just remember, our best tools are our fingers. You can just stick your finger down into the soil every day to check to see if it's dry or not. And if it's dry, you can add some water, and you could use even a cup that you just finished drinking water from to give it a little drink.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We are finishing up. So if you have any questions, now is the time to pop them in the chat. And then we are going to be heading back to the main room for our raffle. And then we are going to come back to see another awesome person from Olivewood Garden, Miss Rebecca, with some fun recipes for healthy kids. If you signed up for that session, we are excited to see you then. But thank you so much, Miss Jenny and
it's my pleasure.
Miss Angelica for being here with us. And we look forward to continuing our partnership with you guys and seeing you guys again in the fall.
Yay, can't wait. Can't wait.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye. Everyone.